Good evening. Hello. Wow, I'm so excited to be back. Um, my name is Lizarella. I am a human being born on a post Earth colony, a human colony, and I am here phoning home, phoning down to Earth to speak to some Earth human beings on this show to do some educational work, some learning for myself and for others who are maybe not as experienced or maybe didn't have a full Earth history education like myself, to learn contemporary, recent, maybe for some of you upcoming Earth history. So tonight, I have a really wonderful guest. I have Randall Quip. You may have seen his photo in our little opening montage here. And we're going to talk a little bit. So, as you may recall, we had Professor Dr. Untoyd, the sort of mad scientist figure who designed and formulated the idea for Server City Aspire at the center of New England, where the majority of living humanity, intended to be all of living humanity on Earth, earthling humanity, terrestrial humanity, maybe, to remain in, to work and sleep, really. Two modes, work and sleep. And we are bringing on a whistleblower of this project and a previous engineer and employee, an ex-employee of Dr. Untoyd, and a sovereign citizen. We are very lucky to be able to connect with Randall tonight. So I don't want to take too much time. I have a prop, really, and then a secondary map that you've seen before. I just want to introduce before we get started. So we have, this is my ore, my piece of unity from the center of the Earth. Now, this is a semi-renewable but highly dangerous, very volatile source of energy for both vehicles, mankind, but also has been made use of on Earth post-launch, as there's not really very much else. So we are pumping this out of the ground, and we're going to learn some more about it. Oh. Let me give Randall a call here. Let me give him a warning. My mic is a little low. See? It's so good to have friends. Here, I'm going to adjust my mic, and then I'm going to call my good friend and very patient friend Randall here, who has done me a number. Okay, I'm going up to 175%. Is that a good amount? Let's look at those levels. Hello, hello. Okay. Sweet. Now let's see if I can get us. Hello.
Hello?
Hang on, I think I have to transition you over, and then you will be live. Okay. Hello, Randall.
This is Randall Quirp. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Randall.
Randall J Quirp.
I'm going to turn down my TV so that I don't have any feedback. But thank you so much, Randall, for joining us. This is your first time on the show.
Thank you, Liz.
Yes. So I don't want to give too much away about your, well, I mean, your identity, although you've been on the news before. Do you want to sort of give a brief introduction of who you are to our audience?
My name is Randall J Quirp. Randall G Quirp. I have a lot of aluminum signs in my bunker, and whenever I turn on the microwave, it starts to send sparks everywhere. And well, my speech machine, the way my voice box, it isn't too good no more.
Okay, your voice box. Okay.
They call it the long links.
The long links. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So Randall, how long have you been in hiding up there? I guess I won't really disclose to where exactly you are, although you're below me.
I live in the Pacific Northwest exclusion zone. They can't find me though. I
Yeah.
cover my tracks well. Birdseed mostly.
Literal birdseed on your tracks?
That's right. They eat all the dirt up, so they can't trace me.
Well, that's really smart. Well, do you want to sort of? I alluded to the fact that you blew the whistle on some Server City controversies early on in its history. So you've been on the lam since then, you would say?
Yes, I have been on the lamb. I have eaten many lambs since then.
Great. Lamb and lamb in the form of what? Are you eating MREs? Are you eating
exclusively MREs? It's mainly what I have.
Gotcha.
They're very stale.
Is there anything else that you're hoarding, that you're keeping in there?
Well,
signs?
a lot of aluminum signs. The ham radio that I'm talking to you now on.
Perfect. Do you have any present or past or future Earth guns?
Oh yes, I have me the old workhorse, the Colt 1911. This gun won 6 world wars.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So, we're here to talk a little bit about. You and I had spent some time sending back and forth diagrams, blueprints of Server City. You have some old ones that you've been able to that you were able to take with you on your way out. You were an original engineer on the project, working under Dr. Professor Untoyd, our previous guest. Were you not?
Oh, I fucking hate Untoyd.
Do you want to tell us, if you can sort of take yourself back to maybe before you hated Untoyd, just to give us sort of an idea of the glory days before it all went to shit when you were joining on to the project. When did it seem like a good idea to you to put all of humanity into this big tower?
Oh, back in my day when we were thinking about that. I'm 65 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, we thought it would be more efficient. You know, we were looking at this from a standpoint with our leader, Cyborg and Rand. Our very early leader wanted us to maximize productivity, and so we thought a massive server city where we could all live would be very efficient. We'd be able to buy and sell commodities in the mall. Well, that's where I met my wife, Grintwilda.
Yeah.
And then she left me.
Where did you meet her? There's a mall in Server City.
Oh yes, the mall, the big one.
Big mall. What was she doing in the mall? And I guess
she worked at the hold on, let me check my notes. She worked at the pastry puff kiosk on level 26-7.
Okay, of the mall. Okay. So
and I was very hungry because Untoyd doesn't give us very long breaks, so I'm having to run a lot. I was really good at running.
Were you working when you were a resident in Server City? I assume you were on the project when it first started to be built before they brought everyone in. But you did get a pod and you did get a place there.
I did. I was kind of a because I was associated with the project in the beginning. I came up with the pods.
Really?
I thought they'd be pretty space efficient. That met all of the criteria. Cheap, very cheap actually, compact, and it had the lowest level of suffering that was caused by some of our other projects during the testing phase.
Others had higher levels of suffering.
Yeah, the abrasive sandpaper sacks did not go over well.
Yes, Gotcha. That does sound like it would be sort of and bat-like to have everybody maybe hanging.
They were hanging upside down.
Yeah, so the pod system, although, maybe earlier generations of humans might look at someone, confined in a pod for about half of their everyday, and then working in a mall half of their everyday, might think that would be um, dismal, depressing, dystopian is a word people seem to like to use. But no, this was a more ethical option. I did hear that you could, while asleep in the pods, you play game. It was kind of like games on your phone a bit.
Oh, exactly. You see, in our future, the world we live in, people crave content, and sure, we work them, like a dog for 12 hours at the invisible ink printing machine. And then we send them back to their pod. They can get in their pod and consume great content with great graphics. Our graphics were 3D vector-based graphics. These were stuff you had never seen before. We were able to throw so many polygons on screen, like 800 polygons, maybe 900. I don't quite remember the numbers. I didn't really work on the oh dear, what are they called?
You were more hardware
pod
than
entertainment
software.
units.
On the what?
What were the pod entertainment units? I forget that.
Pod entertainment unit. Well, yeah. Pod entertainment unit is a good word for that. Yeah.
The pew.
Yeah. So you were more on the hardware side of things with the pods.
Oh yes.
No, that's.
We were trying to make sure the pods were extremely cheap and fast to manufacture so we could build Server City in a very, 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 very short time frame.
What was, I've seen some early advertisements for Server City coaxing people to, be a part of this futuristic colony. They really weren't very, they're pretty upfront about it all, this and I wonder what got people to go in. Because people flooded in. Was there any incentives? Was there any coupons?
Of course, my good friend and colleague, although not good friend anymore, Duval Frott, was the leader for the propaganda marketing campaign. People's lives were so bad living in places like the new United States of America. Things were bad. So our idea was we get everybody into a tower, we control every sort of bit of content and commodity they consume, and we are able to reap the profits and live comfortably in our pods. And of course, we had the bigger pods. I'm talking 134 square feet.
Holy shit, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good pod. That's barely a pod. But
we like to call it an executive townhome.
So this was like the golden age of Server City. It was full. People were spending their points at the mall. People were making their points. People were watching their television. The planned capitalist economy was working. And then something happened. Did you discover things about Server City that disturbed you? When did it all start to go wrong for you?
It started to go wrong when we installed the Unity Juice vacuums. Now, as I'm sure many of our people in Server City don't know because they don't look out windows, there's massive vacuum tanks that pump out. They're pumping it out of the world. And I don't know what the Unity Juice is, and we started putting it in everything. We put it in our juice. We put it in our toothpaste. We put it in the fibers that make up our disposable jumpsuits.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't know what it was.
it's useful for everything. If you may see here, I have a little ore that I've been playing with and experimenting with. I've been lighting it on fire a little bit, probably ill-advised, but it's the first time that I've seen any kind of material like this.
Oh, you gotta be careful with that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Duval.
What happened to Duval?
Duval was playing with it, and then I was watching him, and he was tossing it in his hands, and then he just disappeared.
Holy shit. Okay. So we've got some paranormal aspects to this stuff, this substance.
It's very likely. This might relate to where the main server city is located, because it was built on old ley lines discovered by the Freemasons.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, from my understanding, this stuff showed up and filled up sort of the hollow earth in a sense after they bombed everything on their way out. So like this was a product of basically all the nukes that had ever been built, all the hate, all the the real climax. This is the real jizz of the climax of humanity, this stuff. And Server City has been a great place where there's been innovation to like you said, juice, replacement for water. It can be solid and semi-solid and slime and all sorts of shit. So you sort of found out about this, and you were like, and your friend Duval disappeared, and you realized something was wrong.
Yeah, Duval Frot wasn't too bad of a guy, honestly.
No.
And I started looking at some of the notes. We had everything in spiral notebooks, 70 pagers, the good stuff. And the numbers that we saw in the Unity juice didn't quite add up for how much we were pumping out and how much they said the reserves were, how much they said was being converted into commodities. It didn't add up.
Interesting. Where do you think it's going?
I'm not sure, but I know the Popocrats got something to do with it, because it's all one big enterprise, a deep state connection.
Yeah. So
and if you watch the markets, we've got the markets up beneath me. These numbers, they're always going up. Green. The only things that go down were potential competitors to Unity Juice, such as Glimpse Soda. I don't remember if you remember Glimpse Soda.
I don't.
It was a good one, but they got ran out of business because Unity Juice was just too much. It has too much market share.
My goodness. Because you can put it's really the Amazon of just substance.
It is, back in the days when Amazon was around, I bet they would have loved to have some of this Unity Juice.
Yeah. So, you started looking at the numbers. You started to say this doesn't add up. They're pumping this. Something's going on. You mentioned our little Popocrat, the Popocracy, as maybe our viewers can see on my map. I wish I had the copy of the map you sent me. We'll show it on a future episode that is much more accurate than my little ice cream doodle here. But
of course.
I've
had some MRE ice cream recently.
Oh, good. The MR? Here's a good question. You lived in Server City for a long time, at which point Unity Juice was making up a lot of what you were eating. What was it like to get out of there and get some MREs and try some old human food?
Well, when I escaped Server City, I took a bunch of my files and everything, and I got into an escape pod located near the top of the tower, before the Popocrat level. They don't like research up there, it's too noisy. I shot myself out of it, intending to land somewhere in northern Maine. Turns out, I landed in
northern
Pacific
New Maine.
Northwest. Northern New Maine.
Sorry, continue.
And, yes, getting out that Unity Juice, switching it out of my system with all sorts of great things, like, MRE Combat Patrol Ration number 4, I was realizing that I was missing all sorts of nutrients.
Wow.
Like salt.
Yes. Fascinating.
My skin has become so much tighter now that I'm not having Unity Juice products. It must be all of the salt I'm consuming.
Oh yeah, you're tighter, and how's your energy levels?
Not as good.
Okay, so it's a give and take a little bit. But yeah. So you took those ring binders and you turned yourself into a little bit of a legend among a certain libertarian minded Server Cityite, and you released the files and gave the information to the public, which is why you're being hunted. So
That's correct.
what was the response to your materials?
Initially, I received numerous cease and desist letters from leading Popocrat ambassadors. But I'm a sovereign citizen, and I cannot consent to them sending me to jail.
That's a really good idea, then, to just not consent. And you're hidden. You're being successful in your lambing here.
I am very far underground.
Would you say you're a fan of pop music? Were there any Popocrats whose songs you liked? Would you say?
Oh, I really liked Elvis Presley 4. I thought the new renditions of the classics were great. You know.
Yeah.
I'm talking Elvis Presley too.
It's really, nostalgia makes us all happy. Elvis Presley.
And that nostalgia, that could be what they're using in the Unity Juice.
Oh yeah, that could.
They could be harvesting it from you in your pod while you sleep.
Holy crap! That's an amazing theory. Interesting.
The vacuum pumps can only pump so much. They have to be getting it from another source.
Oh. What other? Yeah. So you have not only do you have insight into these conspiracies and these. What are some other theories you have? This is crazy.
My other theories are that while we had originally designed Server City as the single unit, I have a feeling that there is another one, another smaller server city, perhaps a server city mini, located somewhere in the southwestern Pacific Ocean.
Oh my god, a mini. I like that.
My ley line maps that I got from the Mason Lodge, the Masonic Lodge, they go everywhere, and this one would be, within one quadro rotation from the main one in New England.
Interesting. Quadro rotation.
It's a unique unit of measurement. And don't even get me started on what's inside our Earth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, tell us what's in our Earth.
It's extremely hollow.
Except for the Unity juice.
Except for the Unity juice.
What do you?
I don't have any vitamins down here. I'm all out of vitamins.
Oh, sorry. I can mail you some if you'd like.
That would decrease my operational security.
All right. Well, we could meet up at an undisclosed location, or I could bury them somewhere.
Oh, that would be good. I like digging. I have a shovel.
Oh yeah. I think we can. We'll definitely, after the stream ends, we'll do some coordinating on getting you some supplies.
I need vitamins very bad. I don't have any vitamin D. I have hundreds and hundreds of boxes of MREs. I haven't figured out which ones have the vitamins in them.
Are you alone in there? Do you have any pets or anything, Randall?
Uh, there's something in one of the back rooms.
Mm.
It's at least 7, 8 feet tall. I only see its shadow.
Oh my god.
It's fast.
Does it eat?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope it doesn't eat me.
So you don't see a lot of light then?
No.
Are you physically under you? I really don't want to give you away here. As a respected, as what I would call a new American hero. For sharing this information with the people. I don't want to give your location away, but it's interesting that there's a creature. I would like to help you with that.
Oh fuck. I think I just saw it again.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I got some more questions for you. So,
Of
leave
course,
it be
of
for
course.
a second. Only a couple more, sir. Here's an interesting one. So I'm a human being born in space. I was a post-launch, as you may recall. The humanity elites of the time before there were new elites who were pop stars failed, right? And I was born in space. Do you think there are aliens, or do you think there are extraterrestrial life forms genuinely in space, or do you think
most definitely.
most definitely? Do you
Most
think they're related
definitely,
to
and they are
humans?
definitely influencing the modern popocrat class.
Oh
There's
yeah,
no doubt about it in my mind.
interesting.
Their songs are simply too catchy to be human.
Wow. Okay. So, well, that's interesting. What do you think it is about alien civilizations that makes them better at pop music than humans?
Uh, that's something that I have. I need to build my telescope first.
Yeah, no, that's a really
Build it through the
existential.
ground before I can see the aliens. With my telescope. But they must have developed such advanced technologies that they could discover new beats and move beyond musical chord progression.
Wow. And that information has been bought by the popocracy to influence the rest of captured Earth humanity. Damn.
Exactly.
This is great.
And the only music which really even can compete is this ancient Earth music I found down here. It's called Apex Twins. That's Apex Twins. I like this one that's called It's like bo 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 bo. I've got
Yeah.
a speaker system down here. Must have been used back in the old days to alert people, news, whatever. I play the album.
You play Apex? Apex?
Apex Twins. There's two of them. You're laughing, but this is what they used to listen to. This is the oldies.
Yeah, no, that's some real old stuff. You're 65. So you've witnessed a lot of Earth humanity. What when, for instance, when Ayn Rand 2 was in charge, what was the culture of Earth like when you were young?
We were so ecstatic that Ayn Rand was able to come back and write Atlas Shrugged 9. I mean, this is the sort of stuff that really got our juices flowing. Not to mention Unity Juice.
Yeah.
But this Ayn Rand, too, had such great ideas for Server City, and the idea of a big tall tower. It just made our libertarian our bones crackle with excitement.
Now, you have your work as a whistleblower, as an insider giving insight to sort of blow up the exploitative accident of, let's bygones be bygones. You know, things are happening in Server City. It's no longer how it was at its height. Quite a bit of it has become uninhabitable. Many of the pod layers have actually been completely emptied out. You know, people go through and smash open pods and let people go, and they exit out of the city. And a lot of people are still in there. You know, the economy is still pumping in a certain sense, primarily through Cathetopia we got here. But there's these resistance groups. The reason why Service City is in dire straits with, you know, as far as the popocracy is concerned, is because of groups like Earthling First and others who want to put down the Unity Juice pump industry. There's better ways to put this. People are mad. People are fed up.
Exactly. This whole system was designed in a way that you know, would exacerbate class tensions over time. We didn't know that, of course. We were too busy designing the pods. But
it didn't seem obvious.
It didn't. We thought people would be... They would accept their content that we would send their way.
Yeah.
But over time, people would get bored by our reboots of reboots. So we had to move on. Or sorry, not we, but the resistance groups. They started to become organized. Not just one person who says they didn't like Star Wars 66666. And over time, these issues started to draw more class contradictions to the bubbling forefront.
The bubbling forefront.
And with this now the whole system has gone neoliberal.
Oh yeah.
The popocrats are vying for power. Now, sure, there's the popocrat queen, as I like to call her, Queen Dumb, trying to lead them, but they're all splitting up, trying to get their own fiefdoms.
Yes, because they're motivated by their own brand and their own aesthetic.
Exactly.
As we know about pop music, you reach a point where everyone is saying that they're the best as part of their whole vision. That can anyone really even be?
Well, I think Apex Twins is the best.
That's good. It's good to have an opinion then.
And
yeah.
It's only a matter of time before the Server City falls apart, but we need to accelerate that. We need more people to declare sovereign citizenship.
What is your plan for? First of all, how are you influencing the collapse of Server City and accelerating the collapse?
I'm using my my wide assortment of military grade technology to beam signals to the tower, Server City. In these signals, I have some of the most advanced modern theories sending there about the Hollow Earth, the dwarf people who inhabit the Hollow Earth. I call them the dwarfs. They have beards. They like hammers.
Do they mine?
They do mine. They love mining. It's one of their favorite pastimes. Okay. Much like how smoking was mine.
Oh?
Yes, I used to be a smoker. I smoked Unity Juice cigarettes.
Unity Juice cigarettes?
Yes. I smoked the diet ones, not the sugar ones.
Well, how did that affect your health? What does Unity Juice taste like, Randall?
Menthol.
Menthol, mostly, you'd say?
Well, it can be configured to have so many flavors, like how it can be configured in so many different ways.
But there's always a little menthol aftertaste, maybe.
Maybe, or it might have just been the flavor. I don't quite remember. I got a bunch of boxes for free. I got a guy a 64 square foot cube, and I got a good hookup.
Oh shit.
That
Well,
was
yeah.
that was Snelk Verlo, if I remember correctly. That was his name, Snelk Verlo.
Snelk Verlo. That's a good name. So what will you think that Server City will fall apart technologically first, or do you think people will just leave? Because maybe
One of
the
the things.
building's
Go
getting old.
go on.
I was gonna say it seems like maybe the building's gonna get old.
I would agree. Server City is an extremely complex technological marvel that is not being maintained. As far as I know, there aren't many scientists left and to even figure out ways to repair it. When we built Server City, we kind of lost a lot of our notes due to fires, so we didn't have very good fire suppression systems in place in the beginning.
So you lost notes.
So we built it as we went up. But being as it's so tall, it's under so much stress that if not maintained, Server City could collapse.
It also has
I'm
that
talking
sort of
dinosaur level extinction event from this thing falling apart.
yeah. I mean, like we were talking about, it's pumping like a super heavy, serious material up through its center at all times. And this is the building that's meant to house everybody.
Exactly, and that the energy from pumping that fluid, not the energy, but the I guess it is a form of energy. I'm a bit of a scientist, you understand.
The the kinetic energy or whatever.
The kinetic energy of all that unity juice flowing up allows the building to be lifted a little bit to get a little bit lighter from Earth's gravity because it's being pushed or pumped up. But I don't know. It's only a matter of time before something bad happens.
And you'll be there to say, "I told you so."
Exactly. I'm actually writing a short story on a couple of napkins about how I told them so.
Oh my goodness, Randall. This is what is there anything what would you like to say if you could have a conversation, no, if you could give advice maybe to these resistors, this Earthling first liberation movement, these nationalist Earthlings who are like, get us out of this city and let us rebuild our planet. Maybe they don't agree with you about everything, but what do you have to say to them about Server City?
I think they gotta continue to fight the good fight. Getting out of that city and being your own country is the best thing you can do for yourself. Now, maybe some small collectives could be used for food production, but you gotta be your own country, your own rules, your own laws. You can't let no popocrat tell you what to do. And we need to get into the Hollow Earth before it's too late.
Yeah.
Before the Zeta Reticulans come. They're gonna come here. The aliens, the Zeta Reticulans.
The Zeta Reticulans, you think? Do you think any of the old aliens are related to humans? What is your opinion on the like ancient aliens thing, Randall?
It's 100% true. I was going through some archives and I found this little one. It was like a little fossilized baby alien from I think it was from the land of Chile. It must have been 2023, I believe.
The fossil was 23?
or the year they found it was 2023. You know, that feels
Oh,
like a lifetime ago.
that is
Multiple.
wow.
But they
Wow.
found the evidence, but the liberal overlords they hid it said it was fake, that it was nothing but plaster. That's wrong.
The lamestream media of the time.
And now with our hubris of building the server city in our pods and all the content we've generated, the aliens are gonna come knocking. They want what we got. So we gotta get into the hollow earth.
Yeah.
We have to make it a bastion for sovereign citizens.
The Hollow Earth?
The hollow earth. We have to work, we have to become the rulers of the dwarves.
So you wanna so I guess you would re-hollow out Hollow Earth and take out the Unity ore and then kill the dwarves?
No. We wouldn't do that to the dwarves. We just need to have them do what we want. Um, they'll be paid, of course, and everything like that. But that won't come out of my pockets. You see, I'm more of an ideas guy.
Right, gotcha. Do you envision when you envision being in the Hollow Earth, do you envision a system with pods in a similar way?
I was thinking more of moving towards cubes,
That's a good idea.
a
Cubes is
bit
a
more
very good one.
ethical, perhaps. I think people like solid sides instead of curved walls.
Yeah, you might have more arm space in there.
More arm space and less disorientation.
Hmm. Some of the very small pods in Server City down lower, the part-time the those with the worst jobs, I would say, in the mall, in the cafetopia, in the maybe working on the processing of Unity juice into the various commodity products. Um,
They
those
need
are
to
some
pull
pretty small
themselves up by their
pods.
bootstraps.
Yeah, but they've got some pretty small pods, those people, and people will decorate them like their homes. How do you feel about that?
Well, I cannot, official. Well, I guess I'm not an official anymore. Um, I have no problem with it as long as it doesn't impede the function of the pod. These were very cheap pods.
How cheap? What
We,
were they made out of?
uh, um, I don't think you want to know.
No. Okay. Like lead? Like steamed
Uh,
up lead?
a mixture of styrofoam, aluminum, and bone.
Bone? Human bone?
No, mainly cattle, goat, many types of earth bone from domesticated livestock.
Interesting.
They use this bone meal in to make gelatin. Very popular thing in fruit snacks. Many adults ate these fruit snacks. It was very scary. And we took all those bones and ground them up and mixed them with the styrofoam to make this space age polymer.
Oh. Space age polymer. Or podymer, even.
The polymer.
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to think if there's any other interesting aspects of this map to point out. I want to get everything done. I mean, we've got,
I think the Popocrats have something on the moon.
You think the Popocrats have something on the moon, like a club, or like a missile, or like a
Could be missiles.
oh, so like you think there's like a directed energy weapon type of situation that they've built out on the moon just to fight aliens. They say quite a lot of the Popocrat rhetoric is around wars that they're supposedly fighting with outer space alien species, but during my time here, I have yet to see a single warring alien species in our immediate area. I mean, I don't know anything about this dwarf stuff, and I don't know very much about Zeta Reticulon, so don't come for me with that, Randall. But I kind of think that they might be lying about there being like an active military campaign in our immediate outer sphere.
Oh, I do believe they are lying. I
Oh,
think they might be using Unity Juice as a weapon to manufacture powerful missiles and laser weapons and plasma weapons, particle beams, everything you could think of. And they're going to use it on the people of Server City if they rebel too much. But we can't let them push us around. We're sovereign citizens, for God's sakes.
you're right.
And they
Randall,
wouldn't
you're right.
dare, and if they even tried to attack Server City as an effect like that, they could damage Unity Juice production.
That's a really good point. It would be kind of the end of that.
And I think they're working with the aliens, so I'm not quite sure what they could be doing with all these weapons. Perhaps
I
they're going to try and kill the dwarves.
Oh, yeah, that might be their end goal. It is very interesting the military, uses and aspects of this material. I've heard that it would be if they were able to figure out how to make it into a big bomb, it would be the biggest bomb ever.
That would be a very, very big bomb.
Like with universal, as in the universe implications.
As long as it's not multiversal, that's the last thing we need to hear about.
Oh yeah, that would be really bad. A multiversal weapon. That would be the
I just
end
got
of
a
everything.
cease and desist from the Disney Corporation. I'm just gonna move that to the recycle bin.
Please. All right. We've gotten.
Oh God, they just sent me 5 more. Well, they can't sue me. I'm a sovereign citizen.
We were on this show before talking a bit about the Pokemon Go war that I think is probably a little bit of a copyright implication.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
My friend Sultan Marbley, Colonel Sultan Marbley, he fought in that war.
He fought in the Pokemon Go war.
He did. He was gunned down. He was gunned down in the streets of Seattle.
By a Pokemon or a person?
By a Pokemon goer.
My goodness. A lot of violence has happened on Earth, but also, what else has happened on Earth, I guess? Yeah, I mean, how would you react to the, conspiracy, maybe the accusations that the Unity Juice is actually, its primary purpose being pumped out of the Earth is to fuel, colonial human intergalactic projects, such as my spaceship I found out was full of Unity Juice. Deep space stations that they've built are full of Unity Juice, including their tennis courts and their fake Y2K farm amusement parks.
Oh, well, I think you're quite right. It's plainly obvious that it is essentially the next wave of the Petro State, but in our case, it's the Petro City.
And it's kind of like, I wish there was a cool way to make juice into petrol. Nobody? Yeah.
They won't tell you that, but I am trying to build a machine that can transmute Unity Juice into other things.
Interesting. They wouldn't tell me that. I've never heard that before. What do you want to make it into?
Gold. It's the only viable currency.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And then Server City can run on a gold economy.
We have to have a gold-based standard.
Yeah, that would fix everything.
Andy Rand said this many a time, I'm sure. Such as in Atlas Shrugged 99.
They just kept writing Atlas Shrugged, huh?
Well, it's sold.
Yeah.
Now, what money do they use in Server City? What is the unit of money currently used? Has that changed?
It has changed because the only open attraction right now, due to the damage done by Earthling First, incredibly militant and interestingly seemingly well funded group, Cafetopia is the only thing really open. So people are shot up from their pods into the Cafetopia, what's really kind of like a dark ride, where you do customer service with one customer right across from you. Not very much like a mall, and that's where all the power is going. I walked around a little bit, some of the old mall, the front, so to speak, is in the middle of a Jones Fabrics,
Oh, that was the competitor to Joanne's Fabrics?
Yeah, no, it's pretty wrecked in there. I would say I've seen a lot of smashed open pods that might make you think about all the work that you did on such a project.
That breaks my heart. Broken pods and small businesses that are now gone.
Yeah.
Our livelihood depends on small businesses. Mom and pop stores.
Yes. Mom and pop stores.
Like Ultra Walmart.
Mom and pop stores suspended in a spire that also contains every being that can do labor.
That's correct. It is the most efficient way.
All right, Randall. Do you have anything else you want to share before we sort of split on this wonderful interview? I'd love to have you back. But
oh, of course. I just saw him again. The shadow.
Oh, jeez.
He grabbed a box of my MREs. Those ones had the cookies in them.
You gotta get in there.
It's so dark.
Randall, please stay safe, Randall.
I gotta try and find a kerosene lantern.
Yeah, or maybe like a large pipe you could hit this creature with.
Oh, I don't know if I have the finesse to do that. They say I'm only 65 years old, but I've lived for a very, very long time thanks to the life extending properties of the drugs they gave us.
Yes, and
my body is closer to that of a 170-year-old.
Oh.
I cannot move very fast.
Well, maybe I need to get down there and help you out.
You'll have to cover your trails.
Okay. All right, Randall, I want you to find a corner, curl up, cover your eyes, and I'm gonna go land my spaceship in the undisclosed Pacific Northwest location. I'll be there in, give me 8 minutes.
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'll see you soon, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the interview. And remember, you are a sovereign citizen.
Yes. You are. Okay. Mm-hmm. Folks, what a good episode of Lizarella Phones Home. I feel like I really succeeded in phoning home. I feel like I learned a lot about home. I feel like I spoke to someone I would even sort of call fatherly. A father, in many ways, a father of the spire. We thought we spoke to the father of the spire previously. We had not yet gotten some good insights. So I would like to thank once again Randall Quirp, our guest on this episode of Lizarella Phones Home. Thank you all for watching. We will be back next week, and I will have some special secondary sources about Unity juice and Unity ore and maybe some more things. If you're a friend of mine and you're watching, send me a message. Please come on. I've got characters for you to play. And if not, well, the moons are out, the stars are shining, earthlings on Earth, and humans off Earth, and all other beings, much better beings than humanity. Good night. Thank you. I look forward to our next adventure. Good night.